Thanks for having us, guys, as well.
Oh, that's all right.
How is it to be back in Australia?
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How long has it been since you were last here?
11 years, I think, it's about 10, 11 years. Yeah.
It's gone just like that. Where did it go?
It's funny. Of all, I mean, it's a pretty special thing because of all the, I guess, pop comebacks in recent history, take that Renaissance as being one of the biggest and also like one of the most surprising. How have you guys reacted to it?
It's been by far the biggest comeback. and it's down to our modesty.
Well, it's bigger than X17 or something like that. We've got All Saints coming back, definitely.
I think we've been the most surprised in a way by it. And it's not, I mean, none of it's been like a big plan either. It seems to have we've just sort of followed the momentum almost. You know, to be honest, we weren't all longing to come back to be a band again. We just found ourselves in this position, and you know, we've been offered a lot of challenges and opportunities, and we've followed our hearts, and here we are in Brisbane.
Was there a moment before you sort of relaunched where you had any hesitations or anything like that? What was sort of going through your head when you decided, like, let's do this?
Yeah, you know, there was lots of moments where you hesitate, and there was lots of reasons for us not to come back and reform. You know, we could have been ridiculed. We're guys in our mid-30s now, and we were a boy band back then. And to come back again, you know, we were risking getting laughed at, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, there were hesitations for that reason, but also, you know, I'm sure each of us would have different answers to this, but on a personal level, you know, I was quite happy being not very famous anymore. I was enjoying my, what's the word?
Anonymity.
Anonymity. Yeah. I was enjoying So, you know, to put yourself back in a famous band again, you know, I had some doubts about that and lots of worries.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I did.
Yeah, I mean, how is it now to sort of be, you know, the receivers of a Brit Award and top 1 singles and all that sort of jazz? What's that like? Is that sort of, you know, surprised and shocked, or did you sort of almost...
It's even more special because if you'd have asked us all our ambitions before we started this, it probably wouldn't have included a Brit Award, a #1 album, and so it's been like a big surprise, a lovely, nice surprise, you know,
Sure.
when we least expected it.
Yeah.
And mine was all them. I was expecting everything. I'm still waiting for an Ivan Novella.
What are you expecting?
An Ivan Novella
What's that?
for best songwriting.
Oh, okay.
It's a very
Special prize.
it's a very prestigious award given for songwriting.
Oh, like sort of like
That's
the
around
Nobel
the corner,
Peace Prize. And you mentioned that you're sort of in your mid-30s, and like 3 of you are fathers, and were there sort of a few, I don't know, stiff hips or grey hair sort of feelings before, you know, coming back to being a boy band? Did you come at it more of like, let's do a sort of grown-up man band or something now? How did you kind of attack this?
Yeah, that was the big challenge. Sorry, that was the almost unfathomable puzzle that was when we sat down to tour, was to try and, because it seemed to happen so fast. We did this TV show, and then all of a sudden the tour tickets went on sale, and we were expecting to sell like 5 or 6 arena dates, and we ended up rolling on more and more till in the end we were playing 25 arena dates and 6 stadiums. Now, we'd never even played stadiums last time. So then we were presented, after the excitement of that died down and the dust settled, we were then sat round a table going, well, what have people bought tickets for? What are they expecting to see? And that was the challenge then. That's when we realised we're in a situation of trying to answer our own question in a way. What are we going to do? How are we going to make people, how are we going to make our audience enjoy this?
How have the fans changed since last time? Have you got new ones, or are these the same old, just a little bit older?
It's difficult really to know. I mean, the tour that we did, there was really a mix of people.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the old fans have come along again. You know, I think initially what happened with the tour, a lot of it was nostalgia, a chance for people to kind of relive a bit of their youth and, you know, I don't know, just come along and listen to some songs. But I think where we left it many years ago was people always knew we liked to put on a big show, a big production. And so I think that kind of reputation helped us out as well. I think people were like, oh, this is going to be quite a big show. It's going to be different from the rest. So I think a mix of people came. But the album now, that's, I suppose, the thing that surprised us a lot is that, you know, we've now, the people who are buying the albums now, we're like, oh, who are those people? And I think it's just down to some good songs. You know, I think when we went into the studio to write this record, we didn't have again, we keep saying we don't have a master plan, but it's true. We just wanted to write songs that we all liked and we were all proud of. And we thought if we liked them, then maybe a couple of other people will, but it seems to be going well so far.
Yeah, what do you prefer, doing this now or what you had in the past 10 years ago?
Doing this now by far for me.
Why is that?
It just feels more relaxed for me. I mean, I've got 2 daughters, I have a family life, and you know, the way we work now, the way we plan things and the way we work together, and I think we know each other a lot better. Even first time round we were great friends, but I think this time round I think we're much better friends and closer friends. We know each other a lot more. We all know what we want and we're not making too many plans. You know, we're kind of taking each day as it comes, really.
I think we're able to be a bit more creative as well,
yeah,
you know, in all the aspects of the band. You know, making the records, even things like artwork, and you know, in the old days, again, because we're young, we you know, nobody ever asked me before in the past, do you want to look at some video treatments? Do you want to look at some artwork? What do you think of this? I don't remember ever being asked, to be honest. But now we were able to get involved in those aspects, which makes it more interesting, I think.
Yeah, sure. And with this deeper, more mature and developed friendship, does that also benefit creatively when you're making music?
Both things, I think.
Yeah.
You know, it helps us be more creative because we're closer, and obviously aids the creativity because you can freely express what you want without the fear of being laughed at, even though you get laughed at no matter what.
No.
We went in the studio for the first time ever, the 4 of us to write an album. We tested it out by writing together for 2 or 3 weeks to see if we could actually write with each other. And we came up with a few songs, and one we used for on the album Wait for Life. And that was the first, you know, that's the first time we've ever done that together. You know, all decided that we want to write this album together and all contribute to it.
That's cool. Yeah. So when you hit the road, how's that going to be, being sort of fathers now? Are you going to bring your kids with you, or what's the plan for that? Are your kids even aware that you are famous and you make music?
They're pretty aware. I mean, Mark, you've got the youngest,
Yeah.
haven't you?
6 months.
6 months old. He's not that aware that you're famous.
No, but I'm making wear a t-shirt saying my dad's in a pop band.
Our kids are aware though, definitely, and they will be coming on tour with us.
Excellent.
Yeah, we had them on the last tour with us. I think that's when the penny dropped for my daughter. She's 7 years old, and it kind of made her realise who I am, I suppose, and who I was. It's quite good to see.
Yeah, that's cool. And when the band did break up, how was that to sort of get your head around getting into sort of a normal way of life?
It took a long time for me, that did. Me personally, more than anyone else, I wasn't really prepared for the end. I always figured it could go on another few years. But, you know, I suppose when I look back now, it was definitely the right time to finish on top. And it does take about, for me, 6 months to a year before I realised that, you know, what am I going to do? You know, I was so used to working with these guys every day, you know, And
Well, it's having itineraries, isn't it? Having an itinerary every day for your life for 5 or 6 years. It's great because you don't have to think about anything.
I used to get my mum to fax itineraries to me.
Yeah, just make them up.
It's not as much fun writing your own, is it?
Yeah, that would have been odd.
Yeah, it will.
But would you do it differently if you could sort of go back and do and not let the band break up and do another few years? Would you, or why not?
No. I don't know. I think the way because we finished on top is definitely the way to go. You know, I think the name within them years that we've had off, the name take that has kind of lived on and has been strong. And there might have been a risk that we might have gone down.
So you finished on top and now you've returned on top as well. It's sort of.
Well, in our minds, we have.
Yeah.
We believe it. Yeah.
Tell me as well about how I guess, for want of a better word, like your style has changed. It's definitely no more, crocheted vests rolling around on beaches and film clips and stuff. There's definitely a lot more stubble and longer hair. Was this something planned, or is this just, older blokes getting back together?
Just older blokes who are not bothered to shave.
Yeah.
And more lazy.
You know what I think it is? I think this all going. It's just been a great opportunity for us. We don't know how long it's going to last. We don't, but 10 years on to get back together and have the opportunity to travel around and I don't know, just be a band again. It's nice. I've done 3 solo records during that time, and
all right, now plugging away.
yeah, they're all available in stores,
Local record shops,
local record shops. Usually in the bargain box. You can usually find them in there. But just to come and do this again, I think it's been fun. If nothing else, it's just a laugh.
Yeah, that's cool.
Isn't it?
And that's what's cool about it as well, because it is so relaxed and it is a laugh, and we're having a better time than we did first time round, and yet it all seems to be going as good as it was first time round. Yeah, it's just, can't believe how lucky we are, really.
Yeah.
We still work hard, of course. We're not.
We do 2 hours a day, don't we?
Yeah.
Sometimes 2.5.
You have to pay us extra for that half an hour.
And it was in the news a lot, but what was it like to sort of celebrate that high of winning a Brit Award at the same time that your former band member, Robbie, was going into rehab? Was that sort of like a sad irony to that, really?
No, well, there might be sad irony or perceived sad irony by the media, which we're, of course, acutely aware of. But from our point of view, we won a Brit Award, and it was absolutely not related to Robbie's, apparent demise in rehab. The 2 events aren't connected. Of course, the media want to make a story out of it because it's quite a good story. But we accepted the Brit Award with gratitude, and it was just a nice night.
Yeah. What are your hopes for a reunion?
For what?
Put together?
Yeah.
For Robbie.
Yeah. And how often are you asked this question?
Oh, that's right.
Every question you ask, sorry Al, every question you ask, I just want to point this out, you say, what are your hopes? There are 4 people,
Yeah.
and we all might have different hopes, and different ideas to every question you ask. I've got big hopes, actually, of Robbie returning, and I really want him to, as soon as. I think it'd be good for him, and it'd be good for us, it'd be good to take that, and it'd be good for the world.
The fans would love it as well.
And the fans would love it.
Amazing.
I just think that what will happen will happen.
He doesn't want Robbie to come back.
No,
That's why
it's nothing to do with that. I've got a lot of love for Robbie. I do have a lot of love for Robbie, but I think what will happen, and it's not worth pushing anything. If he wants to come on board, or if he wants to do something with us, as far as writing a song on an album or coming on stage, then I think the way it will happen is that he will approach us rather than us try to approach him.
Yeah.
I'm trying to approach him all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's your way. This is my way.
Get him something to eat. In a bad mood.
I'm not in a bad mood.
Yeah, you're in a little bit of a bad mood.
We have to feed him when he gets there.
I just think, you know, people ask the question of, is that your dream of, will Robbie, you know, the big reunion of Robbie to be on stage with us, or be in the band again as Take That? You can get me some food. But I think it could be a big mistake for Robbie all of a sudden to be in the band, because we don't know Robbie, even though Jason calls him or Gary might email him. You know, we don't know him. We really don't know him. Thanks. I think a reunion would be fantastic.
And the other thing that fans want to know is, what about coming to Australia to play? What's the plan with that?
You haven't a laugh.
You can't come all this way just to sign a few autographs.
You know what? We've just got here, and you know, we're in a luxurious position in Europe right now. We've been travelling around there all year, and we've got in a good place there where we can go on tour later this year. And obviously, we've come here to Australia to see if there's anything happening here for us.
Best kept secret.
And obviously, if it goes well, then you know we'll look at planning to come back on tour in future times. You know,
I'd love it if one day we do come back. You know, but we can't at this stage make promises that we're going to come and do a show in Australia, because you know we don't know how we're going to be received, how our comeback is going to be received.
it'd be quite presumptuous, wouldn't it, to just arrive here and go, yeah, we're coming on tour because everyone loves us again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need the demand, that's for sure.
We need to sell a few records, and that's not blackmail. But we do need to sell some records before we can guarantee, you know, ticket sales for a concert.
Yeah. What are Australians like as Take That fans? How would you describe their response to you guys?
They all love us, don't they?
Yeah. Keep asking us to come on tour.
I think we've seen 4 in Sydney.
Yeah.
They liked us.
They liked us.
What's that like now to sort of be doing that touring where 10 years ago it was sort of screaming hordes, and now you can turn up at an airport and grab a taxi without anyone?
We don't get taxis.
I don't think that's... I don't think we expect anything. We don't expect anything when we go to a country that we haven't been to in a long time.
You'd have expected more than 4 though, wouldn't we?
No, we always like to say we don't have expectations, we only have hopes, but that's a total lie. We always expect to have a big greeting at airports, and we didn't receive
Loads of
one.
security.
Loads of police barricading.
It's humbling, I guess.
You know what? This experience for us this time is it is quite different. We may as well have been in a different band than the last time we were doing this, and you know, we don't take ourselves that seriously really, and it's just totally a pleasurable time travelling around. I mean, we're here today in Brisbane. It's beautiful weather. We're going to do some songs tonight. How great is that?
Yeah. Well, thanks very much for this, guys. Is there anything else you'd like to add, or that we haven't touched upon? Or?
We'd just like to say hello to our 4 fans. Thank you.
They make up for so much more though, don't they, than just 4?
Yeah.
It's not about quantity, it's quality.
Quality 4.
Quality of fan.
Yeah. Cheers. Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you.